Hello, and welcome to a very special bonus episode of the Lake Norman Woman Podcast featuring my co-host, Katie Stankiewicz.
Hello.
Special guest, my dog Layla made an appearance today.
Nice, front and center.
And then our very special guest, our daughters are here with us. So we've got your daughter, Natalie. Yes. My daughter, Katie. We'll try not to get too confused.
I know,
two Katies, a Layla, and a Natalie, and a Mamie here. I don't think we'll have to worry about seeing another one of those. I'll let you introduce your daughter, though.
Okay. Well, this is Natalie. She is 12 years old. She's an amazing kid with a huge heart. She loves to draw. She loves books. She's done theater. She loves to rock climb. Really, if she is barefoot and in a tree, she is happy.
That's her happy place.
That is her happy place.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad. And Natalie, 12 years old, right in the middle of middle school, I guess, is where we are right now. It's a fun time to be a girl, isn't it? It's always fun. Yeah. It's a fun time, though. And then I have my daughter, Katie, with me.
Hello.
I'm going to introduce her as well. So Katie is a freshman in college, which I cannot believe, but she is a freshman in college at Western Carolina University, majored in political science. She loves to act, draw. You like art, though. You like to,
art. I like looking at it.
You like to paint.
I'm not good at it.
But you like it.
But I like it.
You don't have to be good at it to like it. I like a lot of things I'm not good at. She likes to, I don't know, what else do you like to do? I don't even know you anymore. You've gone
She
to
likes to
college.
come home.
Yeah, you do like to come home.
I like coming home. I like not eating the cafeteria food.
Right.
I like spending time with my mom. And then I also like going back to college sometimes. When it gets too much.
Yeah. First year of school. We're almost through that first year of that first semester of college, though. So it's been really good, though. Have you enjoyed your first semester?
I've loved it. I love my school. I go to Western Carolina University, like she said. I love it so much. It's just beautiful. The people there are so welcoming. And I made it. A lot of people didn't make it, so I'm glad I did.
Right, because not only your freshman year of college, right, is a lot, right? It's a big transition, and it's hard to prepare. Me as your mother, trying to prepare you for it's different. It's going to be different. It's not living at home. You're sharing spaces. You're sharing the bathroom with strangers.
Oh, that's so hard.
You're sharing showers with strangers.
Oof,
you have boys and girls
me.
on your hall. Thank goodness you don't have to share bathroom with the boys. But it's just different. Right? It's just different than being at home.
Yeah, it's definitely a big adjustment. So I understand. I mean, like college isn't for everyone, but it's definitely interesting that I sort of already finished the first part of it. I mean, I'm proud of myself to say the least because it's not easy. And it's not for everyone.
It's not for everybody. And then you guys even had the added on of Hurricane Helene.
And a hurricane in the middle of your
freshman year of college, and now there's a hurricane.
My school luckily wasn't super affected, but the town that we were in just got wiped out. So that was a fun little month and a half break just out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah. So you guys were out of school for what? Almost 3 weeks?
It was about
almost a month that you guys were out of school.
Yeah, we were out.
And so, you're kind of getting in, because that was in October or
they were
the end
just
of September.
getting into the swing
just kind of
of
getting
things.
into, your first semester of school.
And then we got to go.
Go home.
Go home. Get out of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Katie with Willow Equine and Soul to Soul has done so much work in Western North Carolina. My daughter, Katie, has been working with an organization at her school as well, doing kind of cleanup and just helping on the weekends because there's still so much devastation.
There is. Yeah, we've been doing so much. And now it's kind of shifting gears because it's springtime. They don't need the winter clothes. They don't need the blankets. Now it's like they need seeds and they need flowers and they need different types of clothes. And the rebuilding process is going on. And so figuring out what those supply needs are, and then being able to either make the connection so they can find people doing the physical work, or being able to supply whatever we need.
Yeah. So just having just so you guys know, still, oh gosh, we're
7 months
out from it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's still so much need going on up there. So my daughter, Katie, sees it. You see it with the organizations.
Natalie came up with us for
Natalie, did you go up and help as well too?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your experience like whenever you were up there? What did you see? Did you see kids who were in need, or I know your mom tells so much that people are just so grateful for whenever you guys come up there and help out.
Most of the times I would sit in the car and just sleep most of the time. So I didn't really see a lot of it, but for the times I did, I saw a lot of adults and children.
Just needed help, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very sweet. And we have Layla, special guest Layla, in the studio with us today.
She was just whining. She said, I'm here
She was
providing
whining.
support.
I'm here.
She was
I'm a
thinking
star
about
too.
the tragedy.
Notice me. No, but we talk about the pets. That's something that I didn't even think about when we first started, just talking about the pets and like people's animals, people's dogs. They need food too.
Well, and that's really how I got involved initially was, yes, there was the awareness about the humans, but my brain automatically goes to the animals.
Right.
So it was how many loads of hay are we bringing up? There was a local granary here in Statesville that reduced the price of their grain and then ended up donating like, I don't want to quote because I might be wrong, but it was thousands of pounds of grain. And so that was the push for getting grain, getting hay. Then it was fencing. Something as simple as fencing, it was gone.
Yeah.
And so now we're into that, shifting that into the fertilizer and the seed again. So it's, everyone gets involved for different reasons and being able to help the best you can, whether it's sleeping and keeping mom entertained in the car, or delivering supplies, or even just spreading the word and saying your prayers. I mean, that's what's so needed.
But yeah, for the people of Western North Carolina, we have not forgot about them.
And I think they really know that.
Yeah,
and I think that's been something that's been phenomenal with our area is that it may be out of the news, but we haven't forgotten our neighbors.
Right.
And there's still those caravans and the support is looking different, but we're here. We're not forgetting about everything that, like my mom and actually Natalie too, my mom and Natalie have pen pals that are up there. And so they've been writing postcards and letters and just touching base with some of those kids that have been out of school or had their world so disrupted, being able to have that old school way of communicating. Snail mail. It's fun.
Yeah, I bet it is. I bet it's nice to get the letters and get letters back too. That's nice. It's a nice different thing than what we normally do. Katie, a question that, I don't know if everybody just assumes that everybody wants to be a mom when they grow up. Was that always something that you kind of had a desire to be a mom?
I did. I always loved kids, and I always thought I would have 3. Like 3 was like my number. I babysat growing up. I had a family of 7 kids that I babysat for all through high school. So I always wanted kids. And that was something that was important. And I will say my career in life kind of got ahead of me a little bit. And so it was one of those, like, you have the career and it's going and it's quick and it's high, fast pace. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. Like, I'm a little more seasoned than I thought I would.
Right.
And yet I wouldn't have traded anything for my career. And then also when Natalie surprised us, I wouldn't have traded anything for
fun
that
surprises,
either.
right? That's what we call
fun
them.
surprises.
We got a couple fun surprises. But the best gift, really, and I say it all the time too. But we joke about it sometimes. But it was the best gift though I ever got.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's fun because it's a change to your life. It's a change to who you are. It's a change to probably what you may have thought or dreamed of. And yet it's the best about face turn, however you want to say it, that can never happen.
That 180 shift, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it really does change your life, but in the best way possible too. Yeah, I never planned, and Katie knows this, so this is not a surprise, that I never planned to have kids. I was so focused on career. I was so focused on career. I'm one of 4. I've talked about this before. And my mom was a very good example of a stay-at-home mom who then went to work and started her career. But in my mind, I was like, I don't want to wait until I'm 35 or 40 to start my career. Because in my mind, as a 20-year-old, it had to be the opposite, right? Yep. You build your career, you work your way up the corporate ladder, and then you can think about having kids. But in my mind, I was like, no, I want to be like the career woman first. I want to do that first. Well,
especially in media, it's that younger generation or that fresh look that has the center stage. And so waiting until you're 40 or 50 to have your career, it may look different. Right.
Working in, because I was working in television. And so I was like, you got to get it while you're young, you got to get in and get the job. And so with Katie, when I was 25, found out I was pregnant with her, I was like, oh gosh, what does this mean for my career? And not knowing that you can have both. You can have both.
Yes.
I just didn't know what that was going to look like. And
sometimes it has to change.
It does.
It has to shift from what, being on front of the camera or doing the early morning shows or the late shows. For me, traveling with racing every weekend wasn't going to be a possibility. I wanted to be home raising my daughter. and working, but also knowing that being on the road 40 weeks or 36 weeks out of the year wasn't going to happen, and be present in Natalie's life.
And that's really what we both wanted to be, very present. Like, so even when you get these, changes and shifts, whether it's in your career, in your family, whatever it is, because we've both been through divorces as well, which completely shifts what that looks like too, right? So that changes it too. So our stories are so similar, but yet our experiences are different too, the way that we kind of navigated it along the way. So I'm so glad that we're all here together today and just get to kind of share some stories. We've got some great viewer and listener submitted questions that we're going to go through.
Those questions made you think.
Yeah, some of them did make you think.
Impressed.
Yes, I am impressed. Awesome. So thank you to everybody who sent in a question, and thank you guys all for listening. So we'll be right back after a quick break from our sponsors with the Lake Norman Woman Podcast. This very special Mother's Day episode.
Dreaming of starting your own podcast but don't have the space or gear? The WSIC Podcast Studio has everything you need to bring your content to life. With multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your needs, state-of-the-art lighting, and camera equipment, you'll be ready to create high-quality content. Need a photography studio? We've got you covered with our professional cyclorama wall. Bring your own camera and let our expert producers handle it. Email social@WSICnews.com to schedule your tour today. The WSIC Podcast Studio, where your ideas come to life. Looking for deeper self-discovery and emotional growth? Soul to Soul Connection offers supportive space where horses help you understand your inner world in ways traditional talk therapy can't. Our certified professionals guide you through meaningful experiences that foster reflection, healing, and renewed perspective. Best of all, these services are offered at low or no cost for veterans, first responders, and their families. Learn more at healingwithhorseslkn.org and start your journey toward greater well-being today.
Imagine a home where every inch is designed just for you. At The Closet Niche, they create custom solutions based on your specific needs. From closets to build-ins, garages to wall beds, their locally created solutions deliver functionality and elegance. With a lifetime warranty, best price guarantee, and award-winning service, you'll see why they've won Best of the Lake 2 years running. Get your space reimagined. Visit theclosetniche.com today.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this very special episode of the Lake Norman Woman Podcast featuring Katie and I and our daughters, Katie and Natalie. And Layla joined us for segment 2. We'll see how long she stays. Layla, Katie, my daughter Katie and I will make a joke. We have a little our back porch is kind of set up in this same kind of way. And so we'll look in the backyard and we'll see her sitting on the couch just like this, ready for her interview. Yeah. You want to sing her theme song?
The Layla Show. Tune in if you like. No worries, no pressure. It's like walking on the beach.
It's the Layla Show.
It's the Layla Show.
You guys give voices to your animals whenever you
Oh,
talk?
yeah.
No, Natalie says no. Katie says
No.
yes.
Oh, I do.
I don't.
You don't?
You think I want Bailey to sound like a 67-year-old man and just Salem to sound like a 2-year-old toddler?
Well,
And
perhaps.
make Phoenix the only normal one?
Well, I don't know if I'd say Phoenix is the only normal one, but
Phoenix is the only normal. Okay, so what animals do you have, Natalie? What do you guys have in the house?
We have a lionhead rabbit, a lab, a Kelpie cross, and a foster fail Rottweiler.
fail.
Oh, a foster fail. So I've just learned that term recently. Foster fail means that you foster it, you keep it. Right? It's got a negative connotation to it, but it's really
It's been
just
like 2 years. I don't think he's.
you don't think it's going back? No.
No. But she's fabulous. And that was, so her dad was stationed overseas, and it was one of those that it was like, yeah, we can keep it for a couple months. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah, still
So
there.
I'm like, she's part of our pack. She's perfect. She's totally different. She actually can be settled and quiet like Bailey, our old lab, but then she's also as much of a space cadet as Salem, our Kelpie cross.
Yeah.
So it's a good mix.
A Kelpie cross, what kind of animal is that?
Something that never sleeps.
Something that never sleeps.
She's a dog.
A dog.
Yeah, it's actually a herd dog out of Australia.
Oh, wow.
She was supposed to be a lab shepherd cross.
Nope, not. No.
No.
Didn't work out that way?
Any animal
Far from it.
Any animal since I had when we picked her up, it didn't work.
No. Didn't work out. No.
Nope. She's wide open or she's sleeping. And that's her extent.
That's all she's got.
Yes.
She's like crazy or she's just
this doesn't happen.
No, the cuddling on the couch.
No.
So Natalie, do you go out to the farm often with your mom with the horses? No, you're not. You're not heading out there often. No. So what kind of things do you like to do in your free time?
Sometimes I like to draw and play outside and stuff. And we have a cul-de-sac, so at the bottom of my street is my friend Hayden. She's 8 years old, and sometimes I go down to her house and play video games with her.
Nice.
Sometimes, like every day.
Every day.
Hayden was at our house this morning.
Oh, yeah.
They're always together.
Just playing, hanging out, having a good time together. That's fun. Do you have a lot of kids in the neighborhood where you are?
And,
Yeah. Enough to kind of like play with and hang out with? No? No? They're more video gamers inside?
yeah.
Yeah. So Katie, when she was younger, before we moved here to Lake Norman, we lived on a very old street in Shelby where she was born.
Old as in the people.
The people, the homes, everything. All the houses were built in the 30s.
Oh, wow.
Most of the people had lived there since the houses were built. They bought the houses for like $10,000 in the 30s or 40s. I mean, it was wild.
Can you imagine that?
Wild. So they had been like on the street in this neighborhood. There were about 8 houses on the street, and the only reason that we got our house when we did, because the lady who lived in it had passed away. Mm-hmm. And so it was up for sale. So we buy the house, and it needed a lot of just updating renovation. So we do all of that. But Katie was like the prize of the street. She was the only, we were the only ones under 60 on the street. Yep. And so she was like the granddaughter of for everybody. So it was great though. Did you enjoy having 8 grandmas on the street?
I loved it. So I'm an only child, so that it never crossed my mind that other people exist. I was basically, you're right, I was the grandkid of everyone in that neighborhood. It was wonderful. I would just go to random houses. I would get random hard candy from just anybody. I was living the life, man.
Not a tip to do.
No, don't get candy from strangers.
Don't get candy from strangers.
Unless they're very nice people.
It's a different time now.
Unless they're your neighbors that you know now.
But it was, everyone knew me there, and I never really thought of it until then I went to school. Then I realized, oh, people my age are cool too. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
but man, old people are awesome. Are you kidding?
But having their grandkids would come visit, and that's when she would have the opportunity to have kids to play with.
I meet them sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a benefit too when your kids are around older kids or older people, because Natalie would come with me to different farms and she'd interact with different adults. And when you're an only child, sometimes you are more with adults than you are with other kids.
Yeah.
But that gives you a broader ability to hold conversation and talk about different things and manners and all those things that we try to instill. It's a neat balance of seeing them interact.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like I said, you grew up with sisters, right? I grew up with sisters too. And so kind of always had these playmates with me. But I mean, you guys can speak to it because we're not only children, but I think you do have to be more creative with your time. You also have to learn how to play by yourself. I think that's such a talent that a lot of kids don't know how to do, especially with all the technology and tablets that we have right now.
And Natalie was great with that. She always, we would play together, but she also would entertain herself with her Legos, or she'd read, she'd draw. There was always that ability for her to go do, and not that clingy, I need help, or you got to do. I didn't always have to be present with her.
Yeah.
Which is probably made my parenting a little easier, because I'm not sure how well I would have done with that clingy kid.
Yeah. Or with, I think it makes you guys have more of imagination too.
Yes.
You have to kind of invent your play. Did you guys feel did you feel like that growing up?
I mean, being an only child definitely shapes your personality, 100% of just sort of the way that you view socialization as a whole. I mean, I didn't have anybody else to go with, so I just do my own thing. And I do that now still, of just having that time to yourself. To where it used to be I didn't have an option, to where now it's really comforting to be able to have my own space is still a really big priority to me. And just being able to have time to myself and being with myself is something that I really value, which is very hard sometimes for us to be able to agree on, since you grew up with 4 sisters.
That's right. So at one point, when I was first single, I had a friend who was going to be a single mom. She needed a little help. And I was like, that's fine. Come live with us. It'll be fine. So I learned the lesson very quickly there.
Yeah.
Lovely person. We're still friends to this day.
Oh, yeah, they're
But
great.
I had her and her 2 daughters
That's a lot.
move in with us. All the girls shared a room.
First time I shared a room.
First time she'd ever shared a room.
Oh, wow.
Meanwhile, we're going through our own transition with me going through a divorce, her, transitioning between the 2 parents. Her girls are going through the divorce. She's, going
That's
through
a lot of emotions.
It was a
in
lot
one
of
house,
emotion.
And then add it times 5 girls.
Right. And then 5 girls in the house together. And meanwhile, our house was a whole 1,100 square feet. So in my mind, I was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
It
And
came
you
from a
were.
good place
You
in my
were.
heart.
It came for just that idea of being surrounded by love looks different for when you have siblings to when you don't, because you having that connection all the time. I mean, I could never imagine living with my sister until college.
Right.
That kind of terrifies me. So I'm fine having my own space, but it's just the way that we receive love is different because of how we grew up, of having people with you all the time, rather than having to be by yourself. To now, when you have that choice, I'm fine either way. I appreciate being by myself, but I also appreciate having people with me. And it's because watching you grow up with such a close household.
And then you have cousins too.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like closed that gap for siblings for you a little. I mean, do you think that it's closed that gap for you a little bit with
It
siblings?
definitely did, because whenever our family gets together, we all get together, and it all in one big house. Like when we go on vacations, when we meet up for holidays, we're all in one house, and we're all going to stick it together until we get sick of each other and see each other next 6 months. And so growing up with cousins definitely helped of, filling in that gap of having sibling relationships. And then also just having meeting friends at school, having people in your neighborhood, meeting them outside of school, outside activities, was a way to fill in that gap, I suppose. But it was something I never really needed. It's something.
Well, you say all the time, like, you love being an only child.
I love it.
Natalie, do you like it? You wouldn't trade it for anything.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have the whole house to myself.
That's right.
Are you kidding?
You have the whole upstairs to yourself.
Yeah, I got the upstairs because the guest room's next to mine. But yeah, I try not to be boastful when people find out I'm an only child. I mean, still, even now, and especially going to college, where we're like, oh, so you have to share a room now. I was like, I know.
Yeah.
Struggle.
Yeah, it is a
But I think that's too where our friends become our family. Like she talks about Hayden, their girls are always together. Ava lives right down the street. 9 times out of 10, the 9 of us are together on Friday nights or Saturdays. Like we do things together as a family unit, even though it looks different. But then, like you said, we have that ability to, all right, kid, let's go. We're going to go to bed. And then it's her and I, and it's quiet, and finding that balance and really realizing, like, as much as I love when she has her friends over, we'll have a house full of kids and I love it. And then I also love when they go home and my house is quiet.
Yeah.
Because they're good. Her friends are amazing. And so they'll all pig pile down in the family room. There'll be 5 or so at the house. They're running around in the yard, climbing trees, laughing.
Climbing on each other and making the other fall.
Yes. Yes. Doing all those things as long as they don't have to make an emergency call. That's what I want them to be doing.
Right.
And because we have to find that balance of you have friends over at some point and we also have our quiet time.
Mm-hmm. So being able to have both, because I think that's what it is when my whole family's over. I've gotten so used to just the 3, like our family unit,
Yes.
Rob, Katie, the dog, I've gotten so used to that and what that looks like. And so when my whole family comes, I'm like, oh, this is so fun. Everybody's coming. We get so excited. And by the end of the week, we're like, okay. Love y'all. See you in 6 months.
Yep. I need a break.
And that's really how we are when we go to Massachusetts. Is everybody's always together at my grandmother's house because they all live in close proximity. And so when we come in town, we're there and we're together all the time. And that's just normal because that's how I grew up. We grew up with all of us together. And it's okay. And so now to have our family kind of become that close, or our friends become that close-knit unit down here, it's different, but it's great.
Yeah. And then you love your pets are your siblings, really.
Yes.
I think when she comes home, it's more about seeing the dogs.
Wholeheartedly.
No, you're
I
there
know
too.
you love your mama, but you love your
my
dogs
mom,
too.
but
It's always like, I
wanna
want to
see
come
baby.
home. I want to see you, but I also want to see Layla.
Don't you?
I think she's learned by now, but whenever I FaceTime her, it's Sure, I'd love to talk to you, but could you turn the camera around so I can look at Layla while you're talking?
Yes.
Let's see you smell.
Yes.
Yes, I don't like your kisses
Sweet
today.
girl. All right. Well, we're going to take another quick break. We are going to come back with some of our viewer and listener submitted questions. So join us in just a second after some messages from our sponsors on the Lake Norman Woman podcast, this very special Mother's Day episode.
Ready to create your podcast, video, or photo shoot? The WSIC Studio is your one-stop shop for all your content needs. We offer multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your vision along with state-of-the-art lighting and camera equipment. Plus, our Cyclorama Photography Studio provides the perfect backdrop for stunning visuals. Bring your own camera or use ours, with expert producers to guide you. Email social@WSIC News today to book a tour. The WSIC Podcast Studios, your content, our expertise.
Are you ready for a fresh approach to healing and personal development? At Willow Equine, our certified professionals offer equine-assisted therapy that harness the powerful connection between horses and humans. We provide counseling, mindfulness, and leadership development tailored to your unique journey. Discover new insights and transform your life through the sensitivity and wisdom of horses. Visit healingwithhorseslkn.org to learn more. Begin your path to well-being today.
Winning Best of the Lake 2 years in a row, The Closet Niche is not only locally owned and operated, but their products are manufactured right here in Lake Norman as well. With a lifetime warranty and best price guaranteed, they deliver stunning, high-quality designs tailored to your specific needs. From closets to pantries, laundry rooms to garages, and more. Their work speaks for itself. Visit theclosetniche.com to get started on your 5-star experience today. Visit theclosetniche.com today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to this very special episode of the Lake Norman Woman podcast featuring mine and Katie's daughter, Natalie. And Katie and Layla keeps shifting seats. She can't decide where the best place is to be the star of the show. She really is.
She's going to lay down.
She's going to lay down now. Take a break.
There.
She needs a break. All right. We have some great questions from our viewers and our listeners. And so I'm going to ask you girls first. Y'all ready to spill the tea on us?
Oh, boy.
All right. Number one question. Be honest. Does your mom actually know Instagram? Or did you teach her everything she knows?
Wait, you have Instagram?
I do have Instagram.
I think that's our answer.
I didn't know you had.
Are you on social media, Natalie? Not yet. Not quite. Do you give her tips and tricks on what to do and what people are saying, what people are doing, what's hip and what's cool?
She doesn't even tell me anything. All I know is she's a Facebook mom.
She is a Facebook. Okay, what's a Facebook mom? What's that mean?
Her life support is Facebook. She'll send me, it'll be like 3 a.m. and she'll send me the most AI thing.
Yes. You're like, look, this cat is a cupcake. It's real. Yeah. Well, since you are an influencer, I'm sure it's, I'm definitely not. You know so much more about the internet than I do now. I'm like falling behind. And it was really funny at first when you first start out like working at the radio station, to where you would be asking me questions and you're like, Katie, how do I make a sound go away? I'm like, what do you mean? You're like, for the video, I don't like this sound. How would I change it? Oh, you click mute. Oh, that's an interesting button. And now, on the car ride here, she was like, how do I add a link to a story post? I'm like, I don't know any of these words. And so it's been really funny watching the shift of me, because of I'm the younger audience, and so knowing how the social media works and understanding what's happening. And now you're on it about 3 times more than I am, just because it's your job.
Right.
And how I'll be like doing my homework at 10 p.m. and you'll send me a reel and be like, and I was like, Mom, why are you up at 10 p.m.? She's like, I'm still working. Is this funny?
I usually was like, is this funny?
Yeah, is this funny?
What I ask her.
Like, yes,
you're doing funny. It counts. It's funny.
What social media do you have?
So I use, I think, TikTok and Instagram is what I use the most.
Snapchat too.
Snapchat occasionally.
Are you a Snapchatter? No?
I have restrictions.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
that mom that is like,
Katie.
No, it's Dad. It's Dad.
She knows a ton. She knows more about like the Snapchat and the TikTok, and I'm like,
Yeah.
No.
I still can't figure out Snapchat. That's probably the one I'm never going to try to figure out.
Don't try to.
No,
It's
don't try to do it. I don't get
scary
it.
world out there.
But yeah, the shift from like I would ask her questions all the time about like, how does you do this and how does this work and how do you edit? Like, do you edit in the app or do you edit outside? And so yes, I didn't call the name either for that one. That was from Alicia in Davidson. So Alicia, yes, it's a little bit of both. So she taught me at first, and then now I'm kind of teaching her some things. So that was kind of the biggest shift on the way here. I was like, and so if we're in the car and somebody texts me or something, I just hand her my phone and I'm like, hey, text this back, because I'm trying to teach, don't text and drive.
Right.
Trying to teach
we don't
the
do
lesson.
that. We stay focused.
By example. But yeah, I was like, oh, I need to post this story and I need you to add the link. And she just hands me my phone back and she was like, I can't help you
what
with
that
that.
means.
Surpassed me.
I can't help you.
I felt very cool and smart in the moment.
Good job.
We'll also say nobody was more excited the day I got verified on Instagram than this one.
Yes.
Katie and her friends. Yes, it was your personal mission to get me verified.
I am a proud Nepo baby, and I share it to the world. It comes up in conversation about with every person I meet, and it's like, yeah, my mom's verified on Instagram. But whatever.
Not there yet, babe. Sorry.
We'll get her there too.
We'll work on it.
Your mom has a podcast.
I got some ways to go.
Your mom has a podcast.
Yeah.
Isn't she cool?
So do people think it's cool, the things your mom does? No, she's just mom, right? I think that's the thing too. Like, I think sometimes whether people think our job is cool, whether they think, your friends think that your mom is cool for what she does, at the end of the day, we're just
mom.
We're just moms. We're just doing what we do.
Mom with an eye roll after it.
Right. Yeah. We still get eye rolls. We still... we still have arguments with each other. We still disagree about things, so it doesn't matter how cool it looks from the outside, guys. We're still just like struggling every single day.
Absolutely.
Too. Yeah. Paying bills and paying taxes.
Yes. Did you survive tax day?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Barely. It's not fun.
No.
It's not
don't
fun.
grow up. Enjoy this age where you don't have to worry about taxes, bills, any of that stuff.
This one called me because I needed her forms from college to file my taxes to prove that I paid for her to go to school and all these things. And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, we're going to Texas Roadhouse. I was like, oh man, I am so jealous right now. This is April 14th and I'm doing my taxes right now.
Starting to shift into it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. The few moments that I still can, I will enjoy it.
Yeah. It's very cool. All right. We got one more question and then we'll take another quick break. This is Tori from Statesville. What is something you've learned from watching your mom navigate work, life, and family? That's a tough one. That might be too tough.
That's a big question.
That is a big question. So anything that you've learned from watching us kind of navigate, and even Katie, you can kind of, what example have you tried to set for her for that work, life, and family? Because you're a business owner of 2 businesses, not just one.
It's a constant. And it's one of those where...
You should be getting all hundreds in all your classes.
That's my expectation, honey.
Yes.
I think it's something that it truly is a day-to-day assessment and intention and struggle. And there are days where I do it great. And I've said to her numerous times, a couple years ago, I was going to a ton of meetings at night and doing so many different things that looking back now, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I did not have that balance like I should have had.
I remember Dad staying upstairs playing his race car video games, and I'd just be downstairs trying to make myself a peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, poor baby.
Poor baby. Kate, have you seen anything with me? The balance. I don't do a great job at it. I will say that. I am a workaholic, guys. I fully admit it.
And I think
we
both
love our jobs, and so that's why. Yeah.
No, I think, watching from when I could process memories, it's very, I'm going to be honest, it's inspiring to be able to watch you tackle so much. And I know it's not easy. I'm no mother. I'm no business owner.
You're a Miss Business.
I'm my own little Miss Business, doing the best I can. But, just sort of watching as I transition out of, having me taken care of into where now I'm, a teenager in college. I don't need that much attention. But then watching you also transition with that of having to balance out being a mother, working for yourself, having time for yourself, and then watching that shift. And also as I shift, I think it's really powerful knowing that, how much control you're able to have over a situation that really isn't that controlled. Because, I mean, now that I'm in college, of course, you've got a lot more time on your hands, but it's that sense of balance that you're able to really perfect is something that is stressful just looking at. I mean, it's something I really admire, and it's something I'm appreciative of, is you being able to make time for everything. Everything's so important to you and also important to other people.
I thank you for saying that, and I'll try not to cry. I don't think I do a very good job at it, honestly. And I don't know, Katie, if you'd say the same thing. I try to balance it the best I can, but at the same time, I know there's you can't do it all, right? And that's what my mom always said, is that you can have it all, just not all at the same time. Right. Yeah. And so it is a constant choice and a constant thought. And the best example is Layla, who's walking around right now. I'll be working at night and she'll just come over to me and she'll just lay her full body across my computer. And that's okay, Mom, work's over right now. Yeah. And Katie got home last night about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And so she gets home and Layla comes and sits on her and then puts her head on my computer. And Katie goes, all right, Mom, it's time to be done with work. Yeah.
Sometimes we need the Laylas to say hey, shut it down. Yeah. And that was something that when Natalie was younger, I would put her to bed and then I would work. Mm-hmm. And then things got a little crazy and busy there for a time. So then it was just okay, this is this chapter right now where I've got to get this work done. And I was still there because we all worked together in the same space. She'd be playing her Legos across from me as I was working. But it was that distractedness. And then being able to say no, wait a second. Yeah. This is going to be here tomorrow, or this will be here when she's at school. This will be here when she goes to bed. We're going to sit down and do Legos together. And being able to kind of reprioritize at times. Because it's how do I have a 12-year-old? Well, sorry. How do I have a 12-year-old? Right. To me, she's still just
a baby. Little baby Natalie. Right. That's right.
Oh, did you get in trouble? Did you get in trouble?
That's right. Yeah.
And I think that's what's so hard is when you're we've got all this time, but you don't.
Right. Time just keeps moving on.
It goes way too quick. It goes way too quick.
Yeah, way too fast. That's right. Okay, we're going to take another quick break. We'll come back. Layla, you're the star of the show today. You are. We'll come right back, though, with more from Late Normal Woman Podcast.
Dreaming of starting your own podcast but don't have the space or gear? The WSIC Podcast Studio has everything you need to bring your content to life. With multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your needs, state-of-the-art lighting, and camera equipment, you'll be ready to create high-quality content. Need a photography studio? We've got you covered with our professional cyclorama wall. Bring your own camera and let our expert producers handle it. Email social@WSICnews.com to schedule your tour today. The WSIC Podcast Studio, where your ideas come to life. Looking for deeper self-discovery and emotional growth? Soul to Soul Connection offers supportive space where horses help you understand your inner world in ways traditional talk therapy can't. Our certified professionals guide you through meaningful experiences that foster reflection, healing, and renewed perspective. Best of all, these services are offered at low or no cost for veterans, first responders, and their families. Learn more at healingwithhorseslkn.org and start your journey toward greater well-being today.
Imagine a home where every inch is designed just for you. At The Closet Niche, they create custom solutions based on your specific needs. From closets to build-ins, garages to wall beds, their locally created solutions deliver functionality and elegance. With a lifetime warranty, best price guarantee, and award-winning service, you'll see why they've won Best of the Lake 2 years running. Get your space reimagined. Visit theclosetniche.com today.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this very special episode of the Lake Norman Woman Podcast Mother's Day edition. All right, we have a few more questions from our listening and viewing audience. Next one, oh gosh, I don't even know which one to ask. All right, Jessica from Mooresville asked, what's your biggest, I'm not a regular mom, I'm a cool mom moment? Natalie.
You can answer this one.
All right, Katie, you start with this one.
Don't mean to brag, but my mom is verified.
That's it. That's the thing. That's what starts. That's the cool mom
That's
moment.
really the starter point of it all. But you, because of your job, how in touch you are with the internet and stuff of, you know, far more than I do, especially now that you are like running so much, especially social media. I feel like an old lady just watching you do it. You're just like, all right, now I got to add the clip and add the link title into it. I'm like, yeah, that's, I didn't know you could do that. But okay.
Yeah. Natalie, you got a moment? You thought your mom was, you know, cool mom moment?
Anytime my friend Hayden, she's like 8, so she's really into brain rot and stuff like that. So she'll be over and be like, yo, for real, no cap, skibidi, Riz. And my mom, she's caught up with it, so she'll use it all the time.
Yes.
She's like, yo, what's up, my skibidis?
I'm like, what does this mean?
Say something, go on.
No, I know what you're... Both
Go
y'all
on.
giots need to get to bed.
I love that. That's perfect. Now, how do you feel in that moment? You're like, okay, mom knows what's up.
Oh, I'm like, please,
You're cringing and
at
every
least
kind of...
pronounce it right. Kiat. It's not kiat, it's kiat.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
You Massachusetts?
Yes. I'll work on it.
Yeah, working on it. We're all working on it. We're working on being cool moms. I think it's less about like trying to be, I think just being ourselves too, right?
Yes.
Less about trying to be cool and just like,
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, I'm not. Like,
No.
this is what you get.
this is who I am.
Yeah.
Just, it doesn't change whether your friends are around or not.
Trust, I prefer it much more than like, I appreciate it. I appreciate the attempt. But
Yeah.
I don't need any more.
Now, Katie's number one impression of me is this right here. Ready? Now I'm 45 now, so I need reading glasses, but I don't always have them. This is it. There, you do it right here. Number one, yeah, that's me right there. That's her
I haven't
impression
gotten to
of
that-
me.
I haven't gotten to that
It's
point yet.
Perfect.
You're
Haven't
kinda
gotten there
there
just
now.
yet.
I know I can't see beyond my nose, but I got the close up. I'm good on that one.
Yeah, we're getting there. But yeah, that's her number one impression of me. But yeah, I think it's just like we're not trying to be, I'm just being myself no matter what. So whether it's knowing social media trends or not, which I have to study to figure out what they are, that's why I am on TikTok at 10 o'clock at night, like just doom scrolling or brain rotting, as Natalie calls it, trying to figure that out. Even Katie will say now sometimes, because she's Gen Z. You're Gen Z or Gen Alpha? Do you know?
I'm Gen Z. I was born in 2012.
Okay, so you're Gen Z too. You're on she's on the older side of Gen Z. You're on maybe on the younger side. Gen Alpha's taken over now, so sometimes Katie will be like, I don't even know what's cool anymore.
There's also
it's
Gen
cool.
Beta. Gen Beta.
Yeah, Gen Beta is the next one. Yeah,
There's more?
Yeah.
Gen Beta.
yeah.
I'm about to become the new millennial. I can feel it already. I can feel it already.
Producer Joe's offended.
Joe's like, I think I'm a millennial. Are you a millennial, Joe?
Joe's a millennial too.
A
Millennial.
zillennial.
All right.
Okay.
Working on it. All right. All right. If your mom, this is from Brittany and Troutman. Thank you, Brittany, for this question. If your mom was in high school today or school, so if she was at your school today, because you're in 6th or 7th grade, if your mom was in your school today, what kind of kid would she be?
I can confidently say she'd be one of those like hippie kids. We have school uniform, but like on dress nowadays, she would pull up in the most hippie accent with a Lightning McQueen shirt with Lightning McQueen Crocs, sweatpants, and like the kids in my school are weird. So there's also that. She'd be like one of those like in the academic math class, like guys, third eye stuff is real. It's real, guys. It's real. You gotta believe me. Aliens are real. You gotta believe me.
Do you think you'd be friends with your mom if you guys? No. No?
What?
Maybe.
Layla still loves me.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, look at that. She even leaned into me.
All right, Katie, if I was at your college, what kind of girl would I be?
If you were the way you are now at my college, oh man, you'd be a tryhard.
A try-hard.
Because
that
you
mean?
work for what you work nonstop.
Yeah.
For whatever you want, you do it and get it done. Meanwhile, okay, I shouldn't admit this to my professors, but I mean, procrastination is fun sometimes. Because why do homework when I could watch TV? But just because of how you do work you work nonstop because you love your job.
Right.
So if you were in college now, I don't know how you'd get exhausted. I really don't know how you're not tired all the time.
I am tired.
We are tired. Yeah, we are. We stay in a constant
We stay
state of
tired.
tired.
Just stay tired.
I
don't know. You don't look like
what?
I live off what? Diet Coke
8:30?
and donuts and I was eating handfuls of
bed at
Airhead.
10.
Yeah.
No, I was asleep
You
before.
went to bed at 10.
You went down to Hayden's and I had curled up on the couch to watch a movie. I was out.
Then me and Hayden came up and bombarded your sleep.
Yeah.
Then you moved to the other couch.
And went to bed.
No, we stayed up till like 10:45 till we acted like we were going to bed. I should be admitted this right now. But then Hayden acted to go to my bathroom, and she saw that you were on her phone, so we went to bed.
Y'all weren't sleeping.
When I never said we were.
Oh.
That's why I said acted.
These are the kids that don't go to sleep when they have a sleepover.
Yeah.
One time we stayed up till 7 o'clock.
In the morning.
Yeah, they just, because they go down to
goodness.
the family room and the door is shut. And I'm like, don't kill yourself. Don't go outside. Don't get hurt. Like,
Right.
whatever you do is on you.
Yes, we made the shift at some point where Katie tucks me into bed
Yes.
at night. Like, come tell your mother good night. I'm going to bed.
Yep. That's why I like school, because school's like, okay, we have a 9 o'clock bedtime. Then mom gets to go to bed. Like
Right.
in the summertime, it's just
Free for all.
free for all. And I stay up too late.
Absolutely. Well,
You
now I
put
learned
me
a
up
new
too
term
late.
too. I'd
On
be a
weekends,
tryhard.
Dad will let me
Okay,
stay.
tryhard sounds mean.
No, I like it.
You
I'm
like
sticking with it. Yeah, I'm a tryhard.
Look, you've got
you're
some
an
pep in
achiever.
your step.
I'm trying.
And especially
Pep in my step.
especially at college, when sweatpants is basically our uniform of going.
I'm not a
in-
boss of sweatpants though. Katie said one point, I have my mom's like some of her old sweatshirts, like big sweatshirts. I wear them around the
best.
house. And she was like, well, all you're going to pass down to me is your your bike shorts and your leggings. That's my uniform at home 24/7. Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to take another break. We'll come back with some questions that were written for Katie and I to answer. So look forward to answering those two from you guys. We'll be back with more on this special episode of the Lake Norman Woman Podcast.
Ready to create your podcast, video, or photo shoot? The WSIC Studio is your one-stop shop for all your content needs. We offer multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your vision, along with state-of-the-art lighting and camera equipment. Plus, our Cyclorama Photography Studio provides the perfect backdrop for stunning visuals. Bring your own camera or use ours, with expert producers to guide you. Email social@WSIC News today to book a tour. The WSIC Podcast Studios, your content, our expertise.
Are you ready for a fresh approach to healing and personal development? At Willow Equine, our certified professionals offer equine-assisted therapy that harness the powerful connection between horses and humans. We provide counseling, mindfulness, and leadership development tailored to your unique journey. Discover new insights and transform your life through the sensitivity and wisdom of horses. Visit healingwithhorseslkn.org to learn more. Begin your path to well-being today.
Winning Best of the Lake 2 years in a row, The Closet Niche is not only locally owned and operated, but their products are manufactured right here in Lake Norman as well. With a lifetime warranty and best price guaranteed, they deliver stunning, high-quality designs tailored to your specific needs. From closets to pantries, laundry rooms to garages, and more. Their work speaks for itself. Visit theclosetniche.com to get started on your 5-star experience today. Visit theclosetniche.com today.
Welcome back to the Lake Norman Woman Podcast, our special Mother's Day episode. Katie and I are here with our daughters, and we have some questions that listeners submitted for us. So the first one is from Lauren in Huntersville. What advice would you give your younger self as a new mom?
I think that goes right back into what we were talking about the work-life balance, is take those times to slow down and be present, because you think you're going to remember and you're not going to. You think you're present, but you may also be distracted, and they don't stay little long enough.
Yeah.
Like, I think back, and I was present with Natalie. I was around, she was with me, and yet there are so many times too where I'm like, I don't totally remember that.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say just to slow down. Everything will get done. The dishes will get done. The laundry will get done. Work will get done. Just enjoy them when they're little.
It's hard, though. It's hard in the moment. And it's hard even to tell a new mom or somebody like that, like, you know, enjoy the moment. I think that's the advice that they give all the time. But I think I would say that for sure. But the other part I would say is that don't stress so much over the milestone moments. So the walking, the crawling, the talking, the potty training. With Katie, I was diagnosed with, you have Crohn's disease as well, but I was diagnosed when she was less than a year old. And in my mind, I was like, I have to still be everything to her. And I was very, very sick in and out of the hospital for pretty much the first 6 years of her life. And so potty training came around. She has 2 cousins that are the same age as her. And so my sisters were potty training their kids, and they have boys. She's a girl. So boys and girls are different too. But you don't have to be on this like track. And I remember I was very sick and I was trying to potty train her at the same time. And there was just a day and I was like, you know what? She's not going to college in diapers. She didn't, by the way. She did not go to college in diapers.
It's okay, guys.
She can wash her own hair and everything else too.
I know how laundry works.
Yeah, she knows how to do laundry too.
You win at Mom. I can do laundry.
Thanks. Thank you so much. There's a lot of kids who've gone to college who still don't know how to do that. Yeah. But, I was like, I just threw my hands up in the air after about 3 weeks of really trying hard, also being very, very sick at the same time. And just like, she won't go to college in diapers. Anything before that is bonus. And so that's the advice I give to new moms now is like, don't feel like you have to hit this milestone.
It's somebody else's time. It's somebody else is dictating your timetable, and that's not realistic.
Right. And so if there's like big issues, right, then go see a doctor or go see a therapist for it. That's fine. But for these one things where you're like, okay, by the time they're 2, they have to be potty trained. They don't. They'll get it eventually. Yeah. Every kid's different. Everyone reaches these different milestones at their own pace too. And so just giving them that space to do that and taking that pressure off myself too. Yeah.
And it doesn't all have to be like a Pinterest board.
No, it doesn't have to look beautiful.
Or Instagram, post. Life is going to be real. It's not going to be necessarily this fairy tale, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's definitely okay.
Look, you get 2 great kids when life unfolds how it does.
That's right. That's right. All right. This is from Brooke and Davidson. What's the best and hardest part about having such a close mother-daughter relationship?
I know you're in the room. I think this is a twofold answer. I think sometimes it's the discipline aspect of it, because there are times where she is so out of line. It's very rare, but when she's out of line, she knows it. And we're going to talk through and we're going to work together at it. But then there's times where she's crossed it and she knows she's crossed it. And then we have our moment.
Not Natalie. She's a perfect angel. She's never been bad in her life. Look at that angel right there. Yeah. No, I get it though. Yeah.
And it is because it's like, okay, once we've discussed it, then for me, I'm like, okay, we've discussed it. You know where I stand on this. It's done. It's over with. But it's almost like society or others saying like, well, no, you've got to be this mean stickler for X amount of time afterwards. And I'm like, to me, it's like, no, we've talked about this and it's okay. But still being able to say like, yeah, we're friends.
Right.
But you know darn well right when you've crossed me or somebody else. Right. And I think that holds true.
You think so, Natalie?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too. And she tries to do that.
That's great. I love that. I would say for me, it's the discipline part is tough because also for Katie and I, even when her dad and I were still together, he traveled a lot.
Yep.
And so it was just the 2 of us for a very long time. And then going and being a single mom. And so we created a friendship too, almost like a sisterhood a little bit too. But I would just say like when you cross that line, like you said, of being like, all right, yes, we are friends. But I'm also your mom. And so like having to pull out that mom card sometimes and be like, no, you can't do that. Or the way you talked to me was not okay.
Or you know better.
You know better, right?
Come on.
And now with her being in college, I'm giving her that freedom to make some of these adult type decisions. And so there's sometimes when she'll call me and she'll ask a question or ask advice, which I'm happy to give because my mom gave me some great advice too. But I'll say, this is your chance to make that adult type of decision. Yep. Like this is your chance now to do that. So, talking about even you wanted to come home from school a couple days early, right? They had a longer break, they have a nice long break, but she wanted to come a little early and skip classes. And so it was just like, okay, so what does that look like? Can you do that? Like, this is your chance to make that decision. There's good and bad consequences will come with every decision.
There's natural consequences.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think I've instilled in Natalie since she was little. And that's a life thing. There's natural consequences for everything you do.
Yeah.
Some of them might
are good,
hurt
some are bad,
a little
right.
harder than others, but that's on you.
But then the other thing we did right before she went to college was the year before she went to college was just like life lessons with Katie is what I called it. How do you do laundry? How do you go pick up your own medicine from the pharmacy?
Need that manual, I think.
How do you make your own doctor's appointment? That's one we're
not
still working on. We're still working on that one.
Not fun.
Yeah, but like some of these adult type decisions where you're in college, so you still have the support of your parents financially, emotionally, all this kind of thing, but you also have the freedom to make some of these more adult decisions.
And I'm very grateful. Thank you for forcing me to make my own decisions, because it's better than when you did it now than now, because now going to college, you see a lot of different parenting styles and you see them reflected in your kids. And I'm very blessed that your parenting style was not, let's not teach my child how to fill up a car. And so then they have to ask their friend Katie, how to
put gas in a car?
Yes. They don't know how to put gas in the car. They don't know how to do laundry. They don't, these little simple things that, you don't think about until your parents aren't there to do it for you.
Right.
So,
Well, it's like I tell Natalie too, is there's more than one way to do things. I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear your ideas. I want to see how you're going to work through this. I may or may not agree. That's fine. But as long as
You sound like Miss Lahad.
Oh, good. As long as it's not detrimental.
Right.
I want to see how you're going to do this. And we'll course correct if we have to.
Right. Absolutely. And the other one that I want to say is just giving them the opportunity to make mistakes. It's okay.
Yes.
It's okay.
And make a mess.
Hope that you can see that in us too, right?
Yeah.
See the example through us. It's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to make a mess. It's okay to choose the wrong thing. We learn from it and then we course correct, as you say.
Course
yes,
correct.
I love that term. I'm start using that one all the time, Katie.
Well, and I think you guys have it too. But I look at Natalie and we look similar. But there's so many similarities too in our personalities that sometimes she'll do something. I'm like, I can't really say anything because that's a direct from me, and I would probably do the same thing. So there is almost that level of humor too when you look at what they're doing or how they're acting or how they're behaving, and you're like, all right, well,
yeah, I've done that too.
That's that.
Give me a good idea.
No, you lost that years ago. You lost that years ago.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take another break, and then we'll come back with our very last segment with this very special episode of the Lake Norman Warren podcast. See you guys in just a minute.
Dreaming of starting your own podcast but don't have the space or gear? The WSIC Podcast Studio has everything you need to bring your content to life. With multiple sets that can be tailored to fit your needs, state-of-the-art lighting, and camera equipment, you'll be ready to create high-quality content. Need a photography studio? We've got you covered with our professional cyclorama wall. Bring your own camera and let our expert producers handle it. Email social@WSICnews.com to schedule your tour today. The WSIC Podcast Studio, where your ideas come to life. Looking for deeper self-discovery and emotional growth? Soul to Soul Connection offers supportive space where horses help you understand your inner world in ways traditional talk therapy can't. Our certified professionals guide you through meaningful experiences that foster reflection, healing, and renewed perspective. Best of all, these services are offered at low or no cost for veterans, first responders, and their families. Learn more at healingwithhorseslkn.org and start your journey toward greater well-being today.
Imagine a home where every inch is designed just for you. At The Closet Niche, they create custom solutions based on your specific needs. From closets to build-ins, garages to wall beds, their locally created solutions deliver functionality and elegance. With a lifetime warranty, best price guarantee, and award-winning service, you'll see why they've won Best of the Lake 2 years running. Get your space reimagined. Visit theclosetniche.com today.
All right, guys, this is our last segment in this very special Mother's Day episode with our daughters, Katie and Natalie. Thank you, girls, so much for coming here today and putting up with us for this hour. This has been so fun, though. I really appreciate it, Natalie. That smile is so sincere. You mean it from
I could be sleeping.
Yeah, but
It has been special though.
It
like,
has
this
been
is
really
something that we
special.
do that we love, that we're passionate about, and to be able to bring the kids in and
been
have
really
them
special.
share it too.
I mean, I really do thank you guys for being here. I know this is probably your favorite thing to do, but I appreciate you guys being here and just putting up with us for this hour. It's been so sweet.
I love talking.
Yeah,
You
I'm
are.
having a blast.
that's
You got a
good.
blue slushie.
I won't mind.
Oh well, we'll see.
Like,
We'll get there. We'll get there. No, no GameStop.
No GameStop.
man.
So let's just let's go ahead and ask you guys our 3 favorite questions. Though we ask all of our guests the same 3 questions. Katie, I'm going to start with you. Number 1, what's your favorite thing about Lake Norman?
Well, if you want to be honest, I'd say tenders.
That's it. That's
good.
That's a good one. It's a good one. What's your go-to meal at Tenders?
Chicken tenders, the little box, but I think they changed it now. But I love their little box, fries, and then a chocolate milkshake.
That's a good one. I got that
good.
cheer one in the bottle too. That one's a good one. All right,
You're on a bottle.
Natalie, what's your favorite thing about this area?
Probably Lake Norman, because me and my friend Hayden and Ava, sometimes Brooks, we go tubing on the lake, and it's every man for themselves.
Yeah,
in a way.
it is. It is. That's the way to do it too.
Yeah.
One time Hayden was grabbing onto me like this because she was falling off. And like we have one of those where it's like a circle, then there's seats, but it was like leaning back, so she was grabbing on for me for dear life. And I smacked her hand off and said, every man for themselves. Then I decided to push all my other friends off, and I won.
Growing up on the water too, though, is something that I really wanted for Katie.
Yes.
As you know, even before we moved here, we spent a lot of time up at the lake. Katie would like coat herself in that red mud.
Oh yeah.
That was her first tattoo. Yeah, she would like draw tattoos on her arms with.
My sincere answer would probably be the people here. I love, because it's such a kind community, and all the small businesses and how everyone supports each other, and you guys are a part of that system too. I think it's really cool to have such a large community and have such close people.
Yeah, people really do support each other here, and I love that about this area too. That's usually
That's one of the top answers.
it is
for
one of the
sure.
top answers for sure. Yeah.
You don't get that everywhere.
No, you don't get that everywhere.
And not when there's so much, there's with how large it is, but the different demographics, the different political and, religious and financial situation, like there's so much diversity, and yet we all do still come together so much.
We all try to support each other.
We absolutely do.
Yeah. All right, Natalie, what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
I don't know. I don't get advice that much because I'm a very good person.
Are you giving out advice then to your friends?
My friends give me a lot of advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably. But like, if I was gonna give advice out to my friends, not to make this pretty specific, but you guys need to focus more in science class and stop giving yourself dreads.
This is supposed to be advice you received, babe.
No, this is good. Science is a metaphor.
Can you use that in college?
Yeah.
Science is a metaphor for life, and dreads is a metaphor for I don't know, actually.
No, they're like the most white girls ever. Oh, God. And they'll be like braiding their hair, and they'll give themselves rat tails under their hair. It's the most disgusting thing ever. They'll be like shaking them in the middle of class, and they'll be hitting me in the face, and I'm so tempted to just rip them out of their hair.
Be yourself.
So just be you.
Just be
If
you.
I was, I'd get ISS for multiple days.
Yeah. Good thing you didn't. I'm glad you followed that. All right, Katie, what you got? I mean, that was unbelievable advice, but what you got? What's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever received?
I've been told a lot of different things, but I think what really stuck to me is if you spend so much time hating, you'll never have enough time to spread love. And that was given to me in more of a religious aspect of being, kind to each other. But also, I mean, you can apply that to anywhere, to any part of your life and to any people you're not going to get anything done if you spend your time judging and hating each other. So might as well just love. And
Well, you miss out on so much. When you're focused on all the dark and hatred and negativity,
Absolutely.
you miss out on the beauty that's around you.
Absolutely. Okay, last question. Who's going first for this one? Katie? Natalie? All right, Katie, you got this one. All right. What's one of your core values? You know what that means?
Yes.
Okay.
But just in case the audience doesn't know, you wanna
Oh, just in case someone else listening doesn't know. What's one of the things that you like hold true about yourself? One of the things that you'd say, like, when people know me, they can describe me as blank.
I always want people to think that they can come to me for anything. And not
So
just
like acceptance.
Yeah.
Just not like you're non-judgmental.
to be an open person. Someone who will always be there to plant seeds. And by that I mean either to be with them, to be either for them, or just to be able to listen. It's something I always try to be. And sometimes it can be very stressful, especially when people come to me for things that seem so obvious in the moment. But I mean,
the common sense that you think they should have.
But I mean, sometimes people just need someone to listen and to get outside appearance, because it's so much clearer from the outside than the inside. And so,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's an amazing friend.
That. Yeah.
I know I'm pretty great.
You are.
Natalie, what you got?
I honestly don't know.
What's one of the things that you want people to think about you, your friends, or, why would somebody want to hang around you? What kind of person do you think you are?
Probably, if I was being serious, someone, I don't know.
I come up to you and I'm like, hey, who are you? What's your deal, man? You're going to be like, I am so mean.
I'm the most nonchalant redhead ever.
No, that's not.
Skibbity toilet Riz. I don't know what that means either. I just
I got nothing on that.
I got nothing. I don't know what it
so
means.
cringe, Ohio.
Was that so Ohio?
That is not Skibbity Ohio Riz.
Oh, okay. It's not Skibbity Ohio.
No phantom tax.
No phantom tax. No cap. No cap.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. What would you say Katie, I'll let you answer that for her. What's one of her core values, you would say?
I would say it's definitely the compassion and the laughter and her sincerity. She has this good humor exterior.
Gets me out of trouble a lot, too.
Might get her out of trouble some. Not with me, though. But she's got one of the biggest hearts around. It can.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to be her mama, that's for sure.
Absolutely. We're blessed
I might not know what she's talking about half the time, but very blessed.
Oh, okay. I have to say something nice about her now. Say something nice. Katie is just such, like I said, we had this fun surprise, but it has been, and a gift of motherhood was something I didn't even know that I wanted, but it's been such a sweet gift to have, not just to have a daughter, but now a friend. And, it just means so much to me. Yes, Layla, thank you. Thanks for breaking the ice. It means so much to me. And I'm so proud of the woman that you've become. Okay, you take it, Katie. I do get emotional, too, just talking about through the magazine what we're trying to do, right? Lift up each other women. So the fact that... Oh, sorry, guys. The fact that I can be that for you. You can be that for me. We can all be that for each other. And to see this great group of women, these mothers that are raising strong women. The best gift that Katie ever gave me was a card that just said, strong women raise strong women.
Aww.
And for me, I was like, that's what I've been trying to do this whole time. So to be able to hear these words from her is such a gift to me. All right, Katie, wrap us up. I'm done.
That's okay. You can be done. Thank you so much for joining us on this special episode of the Lake Norman Women podcast. I hope you have a fantastic Mother's Day. Yes, thank you for the gift, Layla.
Star of the show.
And we will see you back on our normal, regular, scheduled Mondays.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Bye, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Layla. Thank you, Joe. Bye, you guys.
Bye.